You're watching Alaska's #1 news team. Maria Downing, Mike Ross, Jackie Purcell with the weather, and sports with Kevin Wells. But Channel 2 News Hour continues.
When it comes to sex, how young is too young? In Alaska, the law is clear.
But one recent case sparked an effort to change state sex crime laws in a way that left many legislators feeling uneasy.
Kyle Hopkins has this week's 2Investigates.
He was 18, an adult in the eyes of the law. She was 12, in middle school. It was 2013, and investigators say the two met for sex near a Juneau school and at a popular trail and in a movie room. A school counselor alerted authorities, and a grand jury charged the young man with 7 felonies. Lawyers for 18-year-old Ty Grusendorf argued that what happened was simply a sexual adventure, and that the girl, a 6th grader, came on to him. Now 22, Grusendorf could face long years in prison on sexual abuse of a minor accusations. But this story isn't about him. It's about his father, who works across the street from the courthouse at the state legislature, where Alaska's laws are always under construction. Laws like this one, which decides the age limits and punishment for statutory rape. Tim Grusendorf is one of the highest paid and longest serving employees of the state Senate, and a staff member for the influential Finance Committee. KTUU has learned that earlier this year, on multiple occasions, Grusendorf met with lawmakers or their staffers, urging them to change the law in a way that could have aided his son's case.
Mr. Grusendorf talked to me, and I'll say that he is a constituent. He's also an employee with the Senate Finance Committee. He discussed some ideas for possible amendment to the SB 91.
House Majority Leader Sharice Millett did not want to speak on camera, but said Grusendorf's request to change the law made her uneasy.
I got pretty uncomfortable because, in the legislature we have an ethical and moral value not to, work on legislation that would benefit our families.
Representative Kathy Munoz also says she rejected Grusendorf's request.
And I went forward with a proposal, drafting an amendment that would have asked the commission to review the section of law that involves, say, a senior and a sophomore, a senior and a freshman.
I assume you're aware now the ages involved.
I am.
In Ty's case, it's a 12-year-old and an 18-year-old.
I am. And that was not represented to me.
State ethics rules forbid lawmakers or their staff from using government resources for their personal benefit. We traveled to Juneau to talk to Grusendorf.
Hey, are you Tim?
Yep, I am.
Hey, I'm Kyle. We spoke yesterday.
Yep. He did not want to be interviewed on camera.
Good.
I said no. No.
Grusendorf did tell KTUU that he did nothing wrong. He says, it is a citizen legislature, staffers. Everything we do here is kind of basically related off of our life experiences here. I didn't cross any ethical line. For all his efforts, Grusendorf was unable to change the law. The sweeping crime bill passed without his proposed amendments. As for the criminal case that began all the trouble, a judge threw out the charges against Grusendorf's son in July after the legislative session was over, based on inadmissible evidence that was shown to a grand jury. But prosecutors say they have not given up.
The state of Alaska, through the Department of Law, absolutely intends to pursue these charges. We believe there is an appropriate case to be made against Mr. Ty Grusendorf, and we will continue to seek that justice.
Now, Kyle, as a legislative staffer, Grusendorf works for a state lawmaker. What does his boss have to say about all this?
Well, KTUU reporter Austin Baird began asking those questions back in the spring during one of this year's special sessions, and at that time, Tim Grusendorf and his boss, Senator Hoffman, declined to comment. And meantime, we've filed a public records request for some of the emails that might show what lawmakers and staffers were saying behind the scenes. Now, the Legislative Council said no to our request, and we are challenging that decision.
And Kyle, this, of course, is a new role for you at the station.
It is. We are beginning a work on a new series of investigative stories all across the state. And I would like to encourage anyone who has a subject that they would like us to look into to email us at 2investigates@ktuu.com.
All right, Kyle Hopkins, thanks for that report tonight.
Thanks, Kyle.
Next on the News Hour, paying homage on horseback.
A South Dakota cowboy wraps up his 1,600-mile ride to Washington on horseback here at the National World War II Memorial. I'm Ted Fioraliso. I'll take you to a special ceremony.
But first, high winds for the Panhandle and the Aleutians, and a chance of snow showers for Anchorage. More in the upcoming forecasts.